Hello, my name is Angela Jackson, and my presentation will cover mobile learning with the emphasis on a new way of learning in the 21st century. Before we can discuss mobile learning and how educators can utilize technology to improve teaching and learning, we must discuss what mobile learning is and how it came into existence. Mobile learning is learning across multiple contexts through social and content interaction using personal electronic devices such as handheld computers, mobile phones, tablets, and computers. Compton's use of the word context means that the learning may be directed by others or by oneself, and it can be an unplanned, spontaneous learning experience. Learning can happen in an academic setting or any other non academic setting, and the physical environment may or may not be involved in the learning experience. Therefore, M-learning can occur inside or outside the classroom. Participating in a formal lesson on a mobile device, it can be self-directed as a person determines his or her own approach to satisfying a learning goal, or spontaneous learning as a person can use the device to look up something that has just prompted an interest. The evolution of mobile learning, as reported by Matawala 2007, states that mobile learning has taken distant learning to the next level. Mobile technology can complement and add value to the existing learning model, like the social constructive theory of learning with technology. The constructive learning model states that a learner has to act and reflect in an environment. The conversation theory suggests that learning to be successful requires continuous two-way conversation and interaction between the instructor and the learner. Mobile learning has the capability of supporting both these learning theories. The use of information and communication technology has improved learning, especially when coupled with more learner-centered instruction or convenience, which is an important factor and has given rise to mobile learning, where learning and exchange with the instructor can take place synchronously at the learner's own pace or on an as needed basis. In addition, because wireless devices are highly individualized and collaborative communication tools, they give faculty flexible tools for complementing the existing technology and extending the learning beyond the classroom and homes from remote places like airports or trains where students do not have access to computers and the internet. The 1970s were a significant decade for the development of many hardware or software technologies such as the floppy disk, the microcomputer, the VHS video cassette recorder, and the first mobile phone. This was also the decade in which Alan Kay in 1972 created the concept model of the Dynabook, the first handheld multimedia computer intended as a learning device. Although it was intended for children use, adults could use it as well. Now, the Dino book was never actually created, but the ripples of his ideal design have continued throughout the 21st century. The first mobile phone developed in 1973 was the Motorola Dynatac 8000X. Although it was not until 1983 that the commercial version was on sale, nevertheless, the Dynabook and the first mobile phone paved the way for the M-learning devices that are readily available today. Research by Kokoski-Holmes in 2009 questioned whether mobile learning will change language learning. The use of mobile phones and other portable devices is beginning to have an impact on how learning takes place in many disciplines and contexts, including language learning. Learners who are not dependent on access to fixed computer can engage in activities that relate more closely to their current surroundings, sometimes crossing the border between formal and informal learning. This creates the potential for significant change in teaching and learning practices. In 2014, researchers Ali and Preto Blasquez questioned what is the future of mobile learning in education. The evolution of wireless technology and the development of applications for mobile devices in higher education has been spectacular. For many educators, mobile technology in the field of teaching and learning has recently become one of the most important areas of research. A pedagogical and technological perspective is key to ensuring appropriate usage and implementation of mobile learning. Mobile technologies have shown great potential in various educational settings. In 2010, researchers conducted a study on M-learning for students with and without disabilities in formal and informal K-12 educational settings. The current review revealed that most studies focus on the effectiveness of M-learning on teaching and learning. Also, it found that mixed methods and experimental studies were the most popular methodologies, and most importantly, research outcomes were generally positive about the potential of M-learning to support the needs of students with disabilities in inclusive settings. Much of the current literature on mobile computer devices focus on using the device to disseminate information or focuses on assessing university resources. Admittedly, these practices emphasize the transmission model of teaching and learning. Ginkus and Grant, in a research study done in 2013, showed that um, many studies have stressed components of direct instruction, such as students' practice with content. The current findings, however, provide examples of using mobile computing devices to create and interact with course content, collaborate, and learn during the course of their daily lives, often with Web 2.0 and social media tools. By quickly accessing course documents and uploading and posting course content anywhere, students highlighted the advantages of using mobile devices in learning and spoke of the value of mobile learning. Students described from their perspective how they were able to communicate more with each other because of the mobile tools. Social media, such as quick polls and Twitter, allow for immediate feedback about course content and interaction with subject matters experts. So students' perception highlighted and emphasized both formal and informal learning opportunities. Finally, students were able to situate their learnings to the context of the environment. Specifically, the Lakeshore University and Coastal College students in the study conducted by Ginkas and Grant in 2013 spoke of the advantages of capturing information outside of the learning environment and making connection with the material. These experiences points to the advantages of using mobile learning in higher education and reinforce the concept of knowledge acquisition across contexts and environments. Mobile learning in the workplace. From the context of current social, educational, and health policies, there appears to be an increasingly inevitable mobilization of resources in medicine and health as the use of mobile technology devices and application become widespread and culturally norm in the workplaces. Fuller and Jones 2015 reported that for several years, students from the universities of Leeds Medical School have been loaned mobile devices and smartphones and been given access to mobile-based resources to assist them with learning and assessment as part of clinical activity in placement settings. Fuller and Jones 2015 postulated that educators should be focusing more on developing mobile learning in curricula that is comprehensive, suitable, sustainable, meaningful, and compulsory in order to prepare students for assessing and using such resources in their working lives. Crumpton 2013 described 5 ways in which implementing M-learning offers new learning opportunities. 1. It offers contingent learning, allowing learners to respond and react to the environment and changing experiences. 2. It offers situated learning in which learning takes place in the surrounding applicable to the learning. 3. It offers authentic learning with the task directly related to the immediate learning goals. 4. It offers context-aware learning, in which learning is informed by the history and the environment. And 5. It offers personalized learning, customized for each unique learner in terms of abilities, interests, and preferences. According to Euler 2012, mobile learning allowed participants to break away from the classroom, but distant learning already accomplished that. Mobile learning allows a further breakout, untethering learners from their desks, from their dwellings, from buildings altogether. Learning can occur anywhere and in this sense has become truly ubiquitous. It can occur wherever people, individual or collectively, have problems to solve or knowledge to share. Portion of life once considered inaccessible to learning due to lack of network connectivity are now potential learning opportunities for the mobile learner. Colleges and universities are jumping on the mobile learning app bandwagon. According to the EDUCAUSE Center for Applied Research report on mobile IT, 53% of colleges and universities had mobile enabled at least one service, application, or website in the previous year. Similarly, a 2011 U.S. survey by the Campus Computing Project showed that 55% of public universities, 43.6% of public colleges, and 40.9% of community colleges have activated mobile apps as of fall 2011. In the private higher education sector, 50% of universities and 25.2% of colleges have deployed mobile apps. This combination of student expectation, increased availability of mobile front end to traditional LMS system, and the proliferation of free apps have contributed to this trend. Outside the United States, mobile learning is growing by leaps and bounds. The UK MOLE program, possibly the world's largest and most diverse implementation of mobile learning, fueled by more than 25 million in funding by government and academia, involves upwards of 40,000 learners in 104 different projects involving 147 colleges and 37 schools. According to Euler 2012, developments in mobile learning indicate that future capabilities are likely to trend in the following direction. 1. Wearable learning. One aspect of wearable computing that can enhance situational awareness on many levels is sensor arrays. The wearer's clothing can be studied with sensors that detect sensory level environmental data that supplement the wearer's awareness by recording and playback of auditory and visual stimuli that the wearer may not have been focused on. The sensors could also gather inputs that are beyond human sensory capabilities, such as radiation level, subsonic waves, and local gravity fields, and electromagnetic fields. Another trend will be learning implants. The logical evolution from portable to wearable to implanted computing capability proceeds apace. While most research and experimentation with brain-computer interfaces focus on neuroprosthesis related application, general use brain implants intended as gaming interface are being developed. And lastly, we can see a trend toward location-based learning. GPS-enabled devices facilitate application and interaction that incorporates the learner's location. Learners can be location tracked in relation to other learners, thus facilitating interaction. Awareness of location enables delivery of geographical relevant information and just-in-time pedagogy as learners encounter natural and artificial landmarks created for pedagogical purposes. Learners can annotate location with programs like Midscape, creating mediascapes that other learners can consume and further annotate. Alternatively, learners can draw from existing databases of location-aware information. Using tools like WikiMe, an application for the iPhone that accesses relevant Wikipedia articles for a specific location using the GPS in a mobile device. Students can find information about their physical location or research other places using postal codes. Mobile learning, a promising future. Mobile learning is certainly not merely the conjunction of mobile and learning. It has always implicitly meant mobile e-learning, and its history and development have to be understood as both a continuation of conventional e-learning and a reaction to this conventional e-learning. It is the mobile aspect of mobile learning that makes it stand apart from other type of learning, specifically designing learning experiences that exploit the opportunity that mobility can offer us. M-learning focuses on the mobility of the learner, interacting with portable technology and learning that reflects a focus on how society and its institution can accommodate and support an increasingly mobile population. The number of Americans accessing the mobile web went up by 107% last year. Mobile web access is growing around 15 to 20% a month. Mobile internet growth is 8 times greater than PC-based growth, and mobile social networking sites are getting more popular. Mobile Facebook has 4 million users a day. It is important to bring new technology in the classroom. Devices used are more lightweight than mobile and PC computers. Mobile learning can be used to diversify the types of learning activities students partake in or a blended learning approach. Mobile learning supports the learning process rather than being integral to it. Mobile technology are at are an attractive and easy means to maintain literacy skills and gain constant access to information. They are affordable and can be easily distributed and thus hold great potential for reaching marginalized groups and providing them with access to further learning and development. Mobile technology facilitates distant learning in situations where access to education is difficult or interrupted because of geographical location or due to post-conflict or post-disaster situations. This concludes my presentation on mobile learning, and I hope that you've gained a better understanding of how mobile learning is the new way of learning in the 21st century.